Namaste children, welcome back to another session of our chapter, that is health and hygiene. So in this lesson we came to know what is health. Being physically and mentally well, it is called your health. And to maintain that health, few things that are needed, that are the things that is eating a balanced diet, regular exercise, taking a proper rest and adequate sleep, and even doing yoga. These are some of the conditions that are leading to a condition called healthy. Along with that, it's very important for us to maintain the hygiene. That may be a personal hygiene or a social hygiene. Yes, so we started exactly how to maintain the health, that is by learning components of food. So in components of food we came to know that the substances which are present in food and giving energy are helping in our growth and development as nutrients, and out of that nutrients these carbohydrates, fats and proteins, we said it as a macronutrients because they are required in a larger quantity. And we even came to know vitamins, roughages, water and minerals as the minor nutrients required in a smaller quantity, but they are very important for the proper maintenance of our health. So those are micronutrients. So even in our previous class we came to know what are the different types of food sources of carbohydrates, and the main importance, what exactly a carbohydrate it is doing in our body, how it is helping to our body. Yes, and even we came to know the rich sources of fat food, and we said these carbohydrates and fats as a energy providing or energy giving food materials, because whatever the energy that is required to our body, that is produced by these carbohydrates and fats. So we came to know these carbohydrates and fats as energy giving food materials. Now the next one, next another macronutrient, that is your proteins, where we learn that proteins are the nutrients which are very much important for our muscle development. Yes, and strengthening of the muscle. Yes, so basically we learned that proteins are very much important for developing the muscle, helping in digestion, removing the waste materials, developing the immune system. So all the things that are related to macronutrients we completed. Now let's start learning about the micronutrients, that is your vitamins, minerals, roughages and water. Vitamins, you are able to see all the types of vegetables, fruits, leafy vegetables are the richest sources of vitamins. Vitamins are those substances which are not at all synthesized in our body. We must take the vitamins from the external sources like these substances, that is your vegetables, fruits, leafy vegetables and everything. That's what, don't skip any vegetable in your meals. You need to eat every vegetable. Every vegetable, it is having some vitamins in it which are very much important for our growth. If you are not eating the vitamins properly, we are going to suffer with so many diseases which is little bit difficult to overcome. Okay children, so vitamins are the most important nutrients which are required for our body balance to they are the nutrients which are helpful in fighting the diseases. And here what all that are there on your screen are the richest sources of your vitamins, and these vitamins are of so many different types. And if any of the vitamin deficiency is there in our body, it leads to some diseases. All we are going to learn in our non-communicable diseases, children. Okay, vitamins means the most important nutrients which are helping to fight with the diseases, and they are not synthesized in our body, so externally must and should we take from the sources like vegetables and fruits. After vitamins, now the second type of micronutrient, that is your minerals. Minerals like your calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, zinc. These are also different minerals that are required to our body, which are maintaining the body balance, that is ionic balance, and which are helpful in the formation and strengthening of our bones, which are helpful in the formation and strengthening of our teeth, gum. So each and every mineral it's have its own importance. So these are some of the sources of minerals, like your cereals, fish, curd, vegetables, fruits. These are all the rich. Even here you can see your dry fruits. Yes, these are the richest sources of your vitamins. That's what I said. Minerals and vitamins, they are mostly present in the fruits and vegetables. So we should never and ever skip any of the vegetable in our meals. Okay. Every particular mineral, it's have its own importance. They're helpful in the development of our bone. They're helpful in the strengthening and development of our muscles. They're helpful in the formation of the teeth, strengthening of the teeth. Yes, so every mineral and vitamin, along with that, even they are helpful in the ionic balance in our body. That's what every mineral is also very much important. Okay, children. Yes, let us see the next one, that is your roughage. So roughages are mainly seen in food materials like whole wheat, fresh and dried fruits, vegetables. Yes, even fiber food materials like your sprouts. These are the richest sources of fiber, are your roughages. In your fourth class already you came to know the importance of roughage. What a roughage exactly doing in our body? It's not helping in any of the life processes. It is not helping in our body growth and development. Then also we are saying roughage is very much important, because your roughages, they are helpful in the elimination of waste materials easily. So if you are skipping these roughages in our food material, then you are going to suffer with a condition that is called constipation, which is nothing but a laziness in the elimination of food. Constipation. Okay, so your roughages are such food materials which are helpful in the free elimination of waste materials from our body. That's what roughages are also one of the important nutrients to our body. Last but not the least, what is the picture? It is your water. I said last but not the least because 75% of the body is composed of water. Everywhere within the cells, in between the cells, fluid only present, which is composed of water. Even in our blood also water is present. So 75% of water it is present in our body, which is the major source to us, through which even ions, minerals will go into our body. And we must drink 5 liters of water every day. This also you came to know in your lower class, which is very much helpful to maintain our body temperature. Intake of water is very important because it is maintaining our body temperature. Yes, and even it is helpful even in the maintenance of ionic balance and free elimination of waste materials. Okay, children. So till now we came to know about various macro and micronutrients, their uses and the sources. But when you will see in generally government schools or government, it started a scheme, that is midday meal scheme. Generally we will observe this midday meal scheme in government schools, where the main motto of government is to supply at least one single balanced diet to the children in a week. The word single balanced diet is saying that they should get, every child should get a proper quantity of all the nutrients in their meal. So that is the main motto of government, so that they introduced a midday meal scheme in the schools throughout the India. So in that they are giving all the 5 different types of food groups. Now these 5 different types of food groups are containing all the nutrients. Already you know what are those 5 different types of food groups. That is your cereals and grains, pulses, dairy products, vegetables and fruits, and roughages. So these are some of the different uh, 5 different types of food groups that are required, which are containing all the nutrients, and the main motto of government is to supply these nutrients to each and every child at least one time in a day. So to reach that goal, they introduced a scheme that is called midday meal scheme. Okay children, so now you came to know about different food substances and the nutrients that are present in the food substances. Okay, but here there is one more thing, because we are preparing food, we are producing means we are doing agriculture, we are doing animal husbandry to get the food material. Yes, okay. So now that food material which is from the agricultural and animal husbandry, how to store that, and storing of that food, it is called your food preservation. What we are calling to that process, we are calling that process as a food preservation. So different techniques that are followed to store the food materials. Generally, in case of vegetables and fruits, if you will say, after purchasing from the market, these vegetables and fruits, we will wash them cleanly and we will store. Means when you are washing them cleanly, now the dust and the chemicals that are present on that, it will completely washed off, and you are storing them in a cool places like your refrigerators. Okay. And while cooking the food, we should cook the food properly so that now the nutrient should not lost from it. That means overcooking of the food we should not do. Yes, and food grains, if you are taking, there are some cold rooms will be there in the markets where food grains like your streets grains that are stored in the cold days units, and other methods like some are methods, if you will see, one is your pickling. Your mother, she will prepare pickle like it is there on your screens. Pickling, that is one of the method. Salting, one of the method. When you are adding salt, excess water it is removed. Dehydration or sun drying means like your in summer season especially, all the pulses, the papads what your mother is making, she will keep for sun drying. That is also one of the method of preservation of the food material. Canning, yes, sweetening, adding excess and excess sugar, and last but not the least, that is adding preservatives. So there are different methods of food storage as there, which are starting from storing in the refrigerators like your fruits and vegetables, which generally we are doing, then followed by sun drying, dehydration, salting, sweetening, canning, and even adding some food preservatives. Okay children, in our today's class we learnt about micronutrients, their uses, and different food preservation techniques. Okay, in our next class we will come to know about different diseases that are arise due to deficiency of these vitamins and minerals, and even the communicable diseases means diseases which are spreading through air, water, food, and even by insects. All those things we are going to learn in our next classes. Okay children, open your textbook and start reading the textbook. After completing till preserving nutrients of food in page number 18, down to that there are some MCQs that were there. So with the pencil you please complete that MCQs. With the help of that pencil you please complete those MCQs within the textbook. Along with that, draw a neat balanced diagram, like this, a neat balanced diagram or balanced diet plate in your classwork white paper side. Draw a neat balanced diet plate in your classwork white paper side. Okay children, thank you so much.